Hello and welcome to Sleepsmyth, your peaceful place to unwind, dream, and drift gently into sleep. Before we start our story tonight, let me help you settle in with a simple, calming breath like a gentle lullaby for your body and mind. So, find a cozy spot, maybe snuggle under your blanket, and softly close your eyes. Now, breathing quietly through your nose for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that breath softly for 7 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now, slowly exhale through your mouth for 8 seconds, letting all the tension melt away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do that again. Nice and easy. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One last time, just like a soft whisper, breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Feel your body getting lighter, your mind quiet, as if you're being tucked gently into a calm, warm bed. Thank you for sharing this moment with Sleepsmyth. Now, relax completely and let the story carry you into a peaceful, restful sleep. Let's begin.
Beyond the edge of night, where the air thins and stars scatter like sparks across a black canvas, the sky hums with currents of light and energy. Cosmic bridges stretch across the heavens, linking Earth to realms unseen, carrying the pulse of gods, spirits, and heroes. Here, constellations shimmer as if in motion, nebulae glow like distant lanterns, and comets leave trails that weave between worlds. Time flows differently here, bending like silvered rivers across the dark, each pulse a quiet rhythm connecting the seen with the unseen, the mortal with the divine. Tonight, we follow 3 of these sacred pathways, each a bridge between worlds, a ribbon of light etched across the cosmos. First, a river of stars winds across the night, the Milky Way, the celestial river of the Maya. Along its luminous current, the hero twins, Hunahpu and Xbalanque, journey through trials in Xibalba, leaving a trail of light that guides departed souls safely toward the underworld. Next, a shimmering arc of color spans the sky, the Bifröst, the rainbow path of the Norse gods. Heimdall stands watch, guarding the bridge that connects Midgard to Asgard, where every hue pulses with divine vigilance and the promise of passage between realms. Finally, the stormed sky ignites with fire and motion. The thunder beings and the hero twins in Navajo lore move through lightning and thunder. Each bolt arcs across mountains and clouds, a bridge of energy linking Earth to the sacred power above, marking the hero's passage and protecting the world from chaos. Across all these cosmic pathways, light and energy carry memory and guidance. Rainbows, stars, and lightning are not mere spectacles. They are threads connecting realms, signaling presence, passage, and protection, shaping the rhythm of worlds above and below. Step gently into this expanse of wonder. Let your gaze follow the river of stars, drift along the arcs of rainbow light, and feel the pulse of lightning across the heavens. Traverse these bridges suspended between heaven and earth, and let yourself be carried along the currents of the cosmos, where each shimmer and pulse is a story waiting to unfold. Milky Way of Souls. The hero twins' passage through the celestial river of Xibalba, a luminous river stretching across the night sky, guiding the departed souls safely to the underworld under the watch of the gods. Birth of the Cosmic River. Long before mortals looked to the night sky and traced its patterns with wonder, the heavens themselves held a path unlike any other. A river of stars stretched across the darkness, glowing with a light that seemed both distant and intimate. This luminous band, which would come to be called the Milky Way, was no ordinary constellation. It was the first guide for souls, a sacred passage stretching from the world of the living towards Xibalba, the underworld of the Maya. The gods had shaped the heavens carefully, arranging the stars into a flowing current that could carry the departed safely along their destined journey. Each cluster of light pulsed with divine intention, a beacon in the night that reflected the order of the cosmos. Observers of the earth below would see only scattered points of brilliance, but the river itself was alive in the heavens, an unbroken ribbon connecting the realms of the living and the dead. The river's origin was not accidental. It was said that the gods, in their wisdom, created this celestial path to honor the cycle of life and death. It would become the first and truest guide for spirits who had left their mortal bodies, offering them a route through darkness and uncertainty. Its radiance was constant, yet subtle, a gentle reminder that even in the quiet of night, divine oversight prevailed. Stars seemed to drift within the river, their positions set by forces beyond mortal comprehension. They glimmered like floating lanterns, each one marking the way and ensuring that travelers would not lose their path. The river itself appeared wider in some places, narrower in others, as if breathing along the contours of the cosmos. Mortals could not fully perceive its form, yet they sensed its presence, its guidance, and its sacred purpose. Even as the Milky Way formed, the gods watched over it. Their vigilance ensured that the river would remain constant, even as mortal lives began and ended below. Its light served as both map and protection, and the heavens around it seemed to bend subtly to maintain the flow of its energy. Over time, this cosmic river became more than a path. It was a symbol of the divine order that balanced life, death, and the space in between. From this first luminous current, all future journeys would follow. Spirits traveling the Milky Way would know its course as an eternal guide, and the river itself would become a sign of hope for mortals who looked up at night and sought comfort in the vastness of the sky. It was the first link between worlds, a sacred trail of stars stretching endlessly, carrying light, guidance, and the promise of passage through the cosmos. And so the Milky Way came into being, born of divine hands and celestial design. A river of stars, luminous and unwavering, it would forever connect the realms of life and death. Its brilliance was not only in its light but in its purpose, guiding every soul that would one day follow its current. The heavens held it in place, a cosmic river flowing across the night, awaiting the footsteps of the departed, and in time, the arrival of those who would become legends among mortals and gods alike. Spirits on their journey. As the Milky Way stretched across the night sky, it became more than a river of stars. It became a highway for the departed. Souls that had left their earthly forms began their journey along its luminous current, moving silently, yet with purpose. Each spirit glided through the darkened heavens, guided by the faint glimmer of constellations, drawn ever onward towards Xibalba, the underworld of the Maya. The river was wide and unbroken, flowing through the cosmos with a gentle radiance that never faltered. It was said that the stars themselves seemed to pulse in rhythm with the movement of the souls, creating a quiet harmony that eased their passage. Every flicker of light along the way was a marker, a celestial sign that they were traveling correctly, that the gods above watched and protected them. These travelers were not hurried. Their voyage was deliberate, serene, and measured. Each soul moved with the knowledge that the river would carry them safely, and that their journey was both sacred and necessary. There was no fear here, only trust in the path that stretched infinitely before them, a bridge between worlds unseen by mortal eyes. The spirits followed bends and curves in the celestial river, passing clusters of stars that seemed to guide them like lamps set along a hidden path. Some areas glimmered with gentle brilliance, while others were dimmer, testing their attention and resolve. In every fold of the river, the presence of the gods was felt, ensuring that none would stray, and that all would arrive at Xibalba in time. Beneath the shimmering expanse, the world of the living rested quietly, unaware of the countless souls tracing their invisible trails above. Yet even mortals could feel a subtle shift when they gazed upward, sensing that something eternal moved across the heavens. The Milky Way carried more than light. It carried purpose, continuity, and the silent acknowledgement of life beyond the mortal plane. This journey was not solitary. Countless spirits traveled together, their paths intertwining like threads in a vast tapestry. Each step along the luminous river reinforced the sacred rhythm of the cosmos. Every soul followed its appointed course, drawn onward by the unseen hands of the gods, moving ever closer to the gates of Xibalba, where the final portion of their passage awaited. The river stretched beyond sight, endless and radiant, a living pathway suspended in the night. The departed moved steadily, their forms almost blending with the starlight, as if they themselves had become part of the cosmic river. This was the first great journey for countless spirits, guided and protected, flowing silently across the heavens toward their destined resting place. And so, the Milky Way became not only a river of stars but a pathway of passage. Every soul that entered its currents participated in the sacred order of the cosmos. They glided through the celestial night, knowing that each star, each flicker of light, was a promise of guidance, a beacon leading them safely to the world of Xibalba, where the story of the cosmos would continue to unfold. Arrival of the Hero Twins. Among the countless souls moving along the Milky Way, a special journey began, one unlike any other. Hunahpu and Xbalanque, the hero twins of the Popol Vuh, descended into Xibalba, following the luminous river that had guided so many spirits before them. Their arrival was foretold by the gods, a moment in which the path of the Milky Way would intersect with the deeds of heroes destined to challenge the underworld itself. The celestial river stretched endlessly, its stars gleaming like lanterns hung in quiet vigil. As the twins approached, the Milky Way seemed to respond to their presence, pulses of light reflecting their courage and the divine purpose of their mission. Each step along the path towards Xibalba was deliberate, measured by the rhythm of the cosmos, and watched by forces both mortal and immortal. Unlike the souls whose journey was peaceful, the twins' passage carried anticipation of trial. Their descent into the underworld was a test not only of skill but of wisdom, cleverness, and resilience. The Milky Way itself seemed to guide them, highlighting the bends and curves that would allow them to navigate the perils awaiting within the hidden realms. Even in the vast expanse of the night sky, the twins' arrival was marked by subtle signs. Stars appeared to shimmer more brightly along the path they would follow, as if the heavens themselves acknowledged their importance. The River of Souls carried on alongside them, a quiet testament to the order of the cosmos, showing that while many traveled to Xibalba, only those with courage and divine favor could meet the challenges ahead. The gods above remained vigilant, their presence unseen but unmistakable. They had shaped the river of stars for all who would follow it, yet the twins' journey would be a test of the river's guidance and the trials within Xibalba. The path that seemed so calm for ordinary spirits was now charged with purpose and destiny, illuminated by the light of the Milky Way and the expectation of triumph. Each star along the river became a marker, a silent reminder that the twins' journey was both singular and connected to the greater order of souls. The currents of light seemed to bend slightly, creating corridors and channels in the sky that reflected the challenges waiting in the underworld. Even the night itself felt alive, holding its breath as the twins moved along the luminous trail. Their presence on the Milky Way marked a turning point in its history. From that moment, the river would not only carry the departed to Xibalba, but also commemorate the journey of heroes who faced the underworld and returned. The path was no longer only for souls. It became a symbol of courage, divine favor, and the intertwining of mortal and cosmic destiny. As Hunahpu and Xbalanque descended further, the Milky Way stretched before them like an eternal corridor of stars. Every light, every cluster, seemed to hum with expectation, guiding them silently toward the heart of Xibalba. And though the underworld waited below with its trials and shadows, the celestial river promised passage, clarity, and a course that no hero could lose if they kept faith in its luminous guidance. Divine guardians and lords of the underworld. As Hunahpu and Xbalanque moved deeper along the luminous path of the Milky Way, the atmosphere of the cosmos shifted. The stars glimmered with a steady rhythm, guiding the twins forward. Yet below awaited the hidden realm of Xibalba, filled with guardians and lords who sought to challenge all who entered. The Milky Way stretched above, a calm ribbon of light contrasting with the trials that lay ahead. The lords of Xibalba were many, each possessing cunning and power, their purpose to test, ensnare, or destroy intruders. They watched silently from their shadowed holes, unaware of the river above, but sensing the presence of the twins as a threat to their dominion. The gods, however, maintained their vigilance over the Milky Way, ensuring that the sacred path of souls remained intact even as the twins faced these formidable forces. Stars along the river appeared to flicker with intent, marking safe passages and subtle corridors that the twins could follow. The divine guardians of the Milky Way lent their presence as invisible guides, bending the celestial currents to provide balance against the tricks and traps of Xibalba's rulers. Every step taken by Hunahpu and Xbalanque was watched by the cosmic order, reinforcing that the path of the river was not only for ordinary spirits but also for those chosen by fate. Unlike the journey of ordinary souls, the twins' passage required strategy and foresight. The lords of Xibalba set challenges designed to test perception, patience, and cleverness, while the divine guardians ensured the integrity of the Milky Way remained unbroken. The night sky itself reflected this balance, a steady glow over the stars signaling both protection and warning. The river's brilliance guided the twins past pitfalls, unseen in the mortal world but threatening within the underworld. Along the way, constellations seemed to shift subtly, forming patterns that indicated safe steps, hidden obstacles, and the correct course through the trials below. Every light was part of a silent dialogue between divine guardians and heroic travelers, a celestial map for those who could interpret it. Even as they approached the more perilous reaches of Xibalba, the twins felt the harmony of the cosmos around them. The Milky Way above remained unwavering, a constant reminder that no matter the obstacles, the path of the river was a bridge between worlds, linking the order of life, death, and heroism. The presence of divine guardians ensured that the river was both guide and shield, preserving the sacred order of the cosmos. The lords of Xibalba, powerful as they were, could not disrupt the river's flow. Their tests were formidable, yet the celestial path remained intact, and the light of the Milky Way illuminated every step the twins took. Through the combined balance of cosmic order and divine guardianship, Hunahpu and Xbalanque continued onward, moving steadily toward the heart of Xibalba. The Milky Way, serene yet purposeful, watched over both ordinary souls and heroic travelers alike. Its stars were not merely decoration but instruments of guidance, shining with intent and reflecting the harmony of divine oversight. In this way, the twins' passage became intertwined with the sacred journey of all who followed the celestial river, a testament to courage, order, and the enduring presence of the gods. Triumph across the cosmic river. Through the trials of Xibalba, Hunahpu and Xbalanque pressed onward, guided always by the gentle glow of the Milky Way. Each challenge they faced tested their skill, their wit, and their perseverance, yet the celestial river above continued to shine steadily, a quiet witness to their journey. The stars seemed to hum with encouragement, marking safe passages while the darkness below sought to entangle them. The hero twins moved with careful observation, following the currents of the Milky Way as if they were a map written by the gods themselves. While ordinary souls drifted along the river in serene passage, the twins' path was deliberate and full of purpose. Every step brought them closer to the heart of the underworld, where the lords of Xibalba awaited with obstacles designed to halt even the bravest travelers. The celestial river, however, remained unbroken. Its brilliance highlighted the way forward, illuminating bends and turns that would otherwise be hidden in the shadows of the underworld. Stars twinkled like sentinels, their light revealing hidden perils and guiding the twins past traps that would have ensnared less careful travelers. The Milky Way itself seemed alive with intention, carrying both the courage of the twins and the hopes of countless souls who had journeyed before. As the twins progressed, the challenges became increasingly intricate. Some tests required patience and observation, others demanded ingenuity and timing. Yet each trial was met with perseverance, and the Milky Way continued to serve as a constant, a luminous ribbon that connected the heavens above with the hidden realm below. In this way, the river became more than a path. It became an instrument of triumph, a reflection of order and balance in the cosmos. Parallel to the journey of the twins, ordinary souls moved along the Milky Way. Though their passage was quieter, the successes of Hunahpu and Xbalanque resonated along the celestial river. Every obstacle overcome by the twins sent ripples of light through the stars, reinforcing the path and guiding future travelers. The river was alive with motion, both gentle and purposeful, carrying the energy of heroism alongside the serenity of the departed. Eventually, the hero twins emerged from the most perilous reaches of Xibalba, their passage a testament to cleverness, perseverance, and divine favor. The river above reflected their success, each star along its course shining with renewed brilliance, marking the milestones of their journey for all to see. The Milky Way had guided them faithfully, and in turn, the twins' triumph became inseparable from the river itself. The celestial path continued to stretch endlessly across the heavens, a constant witness to the courage and resolve of those who traveled it. Hunahpu and Xbalanque had completed their trials, and the river now carried the memory of their passage as an enduring pattern in the night sky. It was a triumph not only for the twins, but for every soul that would follow, a bridge of light linking the realms of mortals, gods, and the departed. And so, the Milky Way remained a sacred and luminous passage. It bore witness to the journey of the hero twins, carried spirits safely to Xibalba, and ensured that the cosmic order of the heavens was maintained. The river of stars was more than light. It was guidance, triumph, and the quiet assurance of passage for all who dared to travel its course. Signs in the night sky. As Hunahpu and Xbalanque ascended from the trials of Xibalba, the Milky Way above seemed to shimmer with a new brilliance. The stars along the celestial river now carried the imprint of their journey, a silent record of courage, cleverness, and perseverance. Each light pulsed gently, forming constellations that would guide future travelers and ordinary souls alike. The river of stars became a map, etched across the heavens by the very passage of the hero twins. Celestial patterns formed naturally from the positions and brilliance of clusters, creating subtle trails that mirrored the paths taken in the underworld. These signs were visible only to those who looked carefully, teaching mortals the sacred order of the cosmos and the promise of safe passage for departed souls. The ascent of the twins transformed the Milky Way from a simple river into a living testament of triumph. Its glow reflected not only the journeys of countless spirits, but also the exceptional deeds of heroes who dared to face the underworld. As the twins rose toward the heavens, their path became permanent, a luminous thread linking Xibalba with the night sky above. Observers on Earth could sense the pattern without understanding its full meaning. The Milky Way seemed brighter, more alive, as if it carried the memory of victory within its stars. Farmers, travelers, and watchers of the night sky noticed the river's shimmer and felt its significance, though only the gods and the cosmos knew the true story behind the light. Every cluster of stars told a story. Some mocked the moments of the twins' cleverness, others the passages where their courage carried them past impossible trials. The Milky Way was now more than a path for souls. It became a record, a celestial archive, a visible reminder that the heavens held both guidance and history within their boundless expanse. Souls traveling the Milky Way could follow the twins' passage, their lights providing reassurance that even in the darkest stretches, the river offered direction. The path was now alive with lessons, each star a subtle sign that the journey, no matter how perilous, was guided by the order of the cosmos. The river whispered through its brilliance, shaping the night for all who dared to follow. And so the Milky Way became a constellation of stories, a living bridge across the heavens. The hero twins' passage transformed it into a symbol of triumph, divine guidance, and cosmic memory. Every flicker of light reflected the balance of order and adventure, the sacred continuity between life, death, and the heroic deeds that echo among the stars. The river of stars endured, luminous and unwavering, its brilliance a reflection of journeys past and those yet to come. It became a guide, a memorial, and a teacher, showing that the heavens themselves could carry the traces of courage, the passage of spirits, and the signs of divine purpose. The Milky Way held its place forever, shining brighter for the story it now bore. Mortals' observation and reverence. Far below the luminous Milky Way, humans gazed upward, their eyes tracing the shimmering river that stretched across the night sky. Though they could not see the spirits or the hero twins moving along it, they felt the power of the celestial passage. Its brilliance inspired awe, reverence, and quiet wonder, a constant reminder of the unseen order that governed both life and death. Villages and settlements observed the Milky Way as a guide and a sacred presence. Its light marked the rhythm of the night, influencing ceremonies, rituals, and offerings meant to honor the departed. Farmers paused during planting and harvest to glance skyward, sensing that the luminous river above connected the living with the spirits, and that respect for its course was part of maintaining harmony. Elders told stories of the Milky Way to younger generations, speaking of a river that carried souls and the passage of heroes. They explained that the luminous trail was a bridge between worlds, a path set by the gods themselves, and that every star held meaning, whether as a guide, a warning, or a record of journeys past. Children listened with wonder, imagining the spirits and heroes gliding through the heavens along the glowing current. The river also inspired rituals meant to honor and assist the departed. Offerings of food, song, and incense were made to honor those traveling along the celestial river. These gestures, rooted in respect and understanding, were a way for mortals to connect with the divine order and acknowledge the sacredness of the journey above. Each act was a reflection of the cosmic harmony that the Milky Way embodied, linking the efforts of the living with the passage of souls and the triumph of the hero twins. The Milky Way became a marker of time and a mirror of cosmic cycles. Its position in the night sky guided the rhythms of human life, subtly influencing the seasons, ceremonies, and festivals. Mortals look to it not only as a source of guidance for spirits, but also as a reflection of the divine plan, where courage, passage, and cosmic order were intertwined. In quiet hours, when the night was still and the stars shone brightest, humans felt a deep connection to the river. It carried with it a sense of continuity, linking the living, the departed, and the heroes whose passage had left signs among the stars. Observing the Milky Way became a practice of reflection and reverence, a recognition of the unseen order and the eternal flow of the cosmos. Thus, the luminous river became both a guide and a teacher for mortals. It reminded them of courage, divine oversight, and the journey that every soul must take. The hero twins' passage, now marked in the heavens, reinforced the sacredness of the river, showing that both spirits and heroes moved within the same cosmic order, each journey leaving a mark upon the night sky. The Milky Way endured as a symbol of connection, guidance, and sacred passage. Mortals revered its brilliance, understood its purpose, and acknowledged that their lives were part of a greater rhythm. And in the quiet of night, as they watched the stars glow, they felt the presence of the hero twins and the countless spirits following the celestial river, a living testament to courage, divine order, and the enduring path of the soul. Infinite passage and cosmic order. Above the quiet world of mortals, the Milky Way flowed endlessly, a luminous river stretching across the heavens. Its brilliance held the stories of countless souls who had traveled its currents, and the passage of Hunahpu and Xbalanque, the hero twins whose journey had left an indelible mark among the stars. The celestial river remained unbroken, a symbol of continuity, guidance, and the order of the cosmos. The journey of the hero twins had transformed the river, weaving their triumphs into the very fabric of the night sky. Their cleverness, courage, and perseverance became embedded within the constellations, a pattern that future generations of spirits and humans could follow. Every star along the river held meaning, a reminder that passage through the heavens was both sacred and purposeful. Ordinary souls continued to traverse the Milky Way, their forms blending with the glimmering light of the stars. Each spirit moved with grace, guided by the brilliance above, assured that the path set by the gods was enduring. The river carried them gently yet steadily, linking the mortal and the divine, the living and the departed, the trials below and the vastness of the night sky above. The celestial river was a mirror of cosmic order, where every motion, every flicker of light, was in harmony with the rhythm of the universe. The hero twins' journey served as a demonstration of this balance, showing that courage and perseverance could coexist with divine guidance and the orderly passage of souls. Stars glowed more brightly along the routes they had taken, leaving a trail that marked both challenge and triumph. Over time, mortals learned to read the river in their own ways, observing the Milky Way for signs of guidance, reflection, and reverence. Festivals, offerings, and quiet observations of the night sky all honored the sacred flow of the river. The Milky Way was no longer only a passage for spirits. It was a living emblem of cosmic harmony, the connection between the heavens and the world below. Even in the darkest reaches of the night, the celestial river remained constant. Its light never faltered, carrying every soul and reflecting the enduring presence of the gods. The hero twins' passage became immortalized, a pattern in the stars that ensured their journey would be remembered, a symbol of triumph that transcended the boundaries of mortal life. The Milky Way flowed without end, a luminous corridor of stars stretching across eternity. It bore witness to the cycles of life and death, the journeys of heroes and spirits alike, and the continuous balance maintained by the gods. Each soul that entered its current became part of a larger story, their passage contributing to the harmony of the cosmos. And so, the celestial river endured, infinite and radiant. A living pathway, it carried spirits safely to Xibalba, celebrated the hero twins' triumphs, and reflected the quiet order of the universe. The Milky Way remained a bridge between worlds, a testimony to divine guidance, and a timeless record of courage, passage, and the sacred rhythm of the heavens. Rainbow Path of Vigilance. Heimdall's watch over the Bifröst, a radiant bridge linking Midgard and Asgard, guarded by the ever-watchful Heimdall, whose senses span the cosmos and herald the coming fate of the worlds. Forging the Bridge of Light. Long before the realms were threatened by chaos, the gods of Asgard sought a way to connect their celestial home with the world of mortals below. From the minds of the Aesir and the skill of the divine, a bridge of radiant light was born. This bridge, Bifröst, arched across the skies, a shimmering path of red, green, and blue, glowing with the brilliance of the heavens themselves. The forge of creation rang with divine power as the gods poured their essence into its structure. Flames of cosmic energy fused with the colors of the rainbow, forming a passage both beautiful and sacred. The bridge was more than stone or rainbow. It was alive with the light of the cosmos, a living conduit linking Midgard and Asgard. Every ray of Bifröst shimmered with purpose. It was strong enough to bear the footsteps of gods and their steeds, yet delicate enough to dazzle the eyes of mortals who glimpsed it across the horizon. Its formation was accompanied by a quiet hum, a celestial resonance that spoke of balance, vigilance, and the order of the worlds. Heimdall, the chosen watchman, was appointed from the moment of its creation. Standing at the threshold of Asgard, he gazed along the bridge, eyes sharp, ears attuned to every whisper of the wind. His senses spanned the 9 realms, and he understood that the bridge was not merely a path but a line of defense, a vital artery of the cosmos. The sky itself seemed to bend around Bifröst, lending its hues to the bridge. Clouds reflected its colors, rivers below shimmered in its glow, and stars above mirrored its brilliance. The bridge became a beacon, a divine marker, a link between the mortal and the divine, and a testament to the ingenuity and foresight of the Aesir. Giants and chaotic forces beyond Asgard already stirred, sensing the growing strength of the gods. The bridge, though radiant and serene, was not merely decorative, it was a line of defense. Bifrost's formation was as much about protection as connection, a structure that would hold against the weight of both gods and the threats that would come. As the first footsteps of the gods crossed its surface, the bridge seemed to hum with life. The Aesir marveled at its strength and beauty, recognizing that Bifrost would serve not only as a path, but as a witness to the deeds of gods, the passage of heroes, and the unfolding of cosmic events yet to come. And so the Rainbow Bridge was born, luminous and formidable, a symbol of divine order stretching from Midgard to Asgard. It was a bridge of light, a path of vigilance, and a testament to the balance of the realms. Above and below, the cosmos held its breath, watching as Heimdall took his place, ready to guard the bridge and all that it connected. Heimdall's Vigil. From the moment Bifrost shimmered into existence, Heimdall took his place at the edge of Asgard, a sentinel poised over the Rainbow Bridge. Standing tall upon the golden ramparts, he watched the horizon with eyes that could see to the ends of the worlds. Each star, each flicker of light, each ripple of movement across the realms fell within his notice. The gods entrusted him with a task of extraordinary responsibility. Heimdall's senses were unmatched. He could hear the grass grow in Midgard and the whispers of distant rivers in Jotunheim. The faintest tremor beneath the bridge, the softest shift of a cloud in the heavens, all spoke to him of approaching danger. This vigilance was continuous, relentless, and sacred. As the bridge stretched across the sky, a glowing path of red, green, and blue, Heimdall's figure became part of the bridge itself. His presence lent weight and purpose to the radiance, a living proof that the Bifrost was not merely a passage but a shield for Asgard. The hum of the rainbow seemed to synchronize with his heartbeat, each pulse echoing through the heavens. Giants stirred in the distance, their eyes fixed on the shimmering arc. Though they could see it from afar, none dared approach unnoticed. Heimdall's sight was absolute, his hearing precise. Every step they might take was already known to him before it occurred. The bridge, under his vigilance, became impenetrable, a testament to divine foresight and cosmic order. Yet Heimdall's duty was not merely defensive. He observed the comings and goings of the gods as they traversed Bifrost. Daily, the Aesir crossed the Rainbow Bridge to tend to the realms, to meet councils, and to perform their duties. The passage of deities, swift yet measured, was a rhythm that Heimdall attuned himself to, understanding that any disruption could be a harbinger of chaos. Time passed differently for Heimdall at his post. The sun rose and set across Midgard, clouds drifted across the sky, and yet he remained constant. His vigil was a meditation and a duty, an unbroken line of awareness linking the realms. Even the faintest glimmer of movement, whether mortal, divine, or giant, drew his gaze. The bridge, vibrant and radiant, seemed to respond to Heimdall's attention. Colors shimmered more brightly when he concentrated, casting arcs of light across the heavens and reflecting in the waters below. Bifrost was alive, a cosmic instrument, its purpose amplified by the watchman's presence. And so, as night fell across Midgard and stars blinked into existence, Heimdall remained unmoved. A sentinel of light and perception, he guarded the bridge, ensuring that all comings and goings along Bifröst were observed. His vigilance was the first defense of Asgard, the bridge's soul, and a promise that the realms remained secure beneath his unwavering watch. Daily Passage of the Gods. From dawn to dusk, the rainbow bridge shimmered with the steady passage of the Aesir, traveling between Asgard and Midgard, their movements graceful yet purposeful. Bifröst was alive with their presence, each step along its radiant expanse leaving a faint glow that lingered like a memory of their journey. Odin Allfather strode along the bridge with measured steps, his one eye gleaming as he observed the realms below. Each movement was deliberate, a reminder that Bifröst was not merely a path, but a link between the mortal and the divine. His presence lent authority to the bridge, affirming its sacred purpose. Thor thundered along the vibrant arcs, Mjolnir swinging at his side, the strength of the storm god resonating through the rainbow. As he crossed, the bridge's colors seemed to flare, reflecting the power and vitality of his journey. Bifröst bore the weight of gods and their weapons, a testament to the careful design and strength bestowed upon it by divine hands. Other gods followed their own paths, each passage a fulfillment of duties that spanned the 9 realms. Freya moved with grace, her steps echoing softly against the radiant surface. Tyr advanced with solemn purpose, the law and order he upheld mirrored in the stability of the bridge beneath him. Each traveler contributed to the living rhythm of Bifröst, a constant flow of motion and purpose. From his post at the edge of Asgard, Heimdall observed every crossing with unwavering attention. His eyes tracked the glimmer of their footsteps, the subtle sway of their garments, the arcs of light that followed them. Even the faintest ripple in the bridge's colors was a message he read, a note of cosmic balance that demanded careful observation. The Rainbow Bridge was not merely a road, it was a stage where the gods' journeys reflected the order of the cosmos. Every passage was significant, every crossing a reminder of the connection between realms. Midgard and Asgard were linked not only by stone and light, but by purpose, by duty, and by the vigilant watch of Heimdall. Occasionally, the wind of the heavens swept across the bridge, bending the colors into waves that shimmered beneath the gods' feet. It was a dance of light and motion, an interaction between divine travelers and the living bridge. The rainbow responded to their presence, glowing brighter with their steps and fading softly once they had passed. Through countless cycles of day and night, the daily passage of the gods became a rhythm in the heavens. Each movement along Bifröst reinforced its sacredness, its strength, and its role as a conduit of divine purpose. And above all, Heimdall remained ever watchful, ensuring that every crossing was safe, observed, and in harmony with the cosmic order. Giants at the threshold. Far beyond the radiant arches of Bifröst, in the shadowed realms of Jotunheim, the giants stirred. Their eyes, bright with curiosity and cunning, gazed toward Asgard and the shimmering rainbow that spanned the heavens. Though the bridge glowed like a beacon of light, it was also a threshold, a line of separation between mortal, divine, and chaotic forces. The Jotnar whispered among themselves, plotting to cross the bridge and challenge the gods. They moved with immense strength and deliberate patience, yet they were never unseen. Heimdall's watchful gaze pierced the distance, observing every subtle movement across the lands and sky. The giant's intentions were laid bare to him before they even reached the horizon. As the giants approached, the colors of Bifröst seemed to deepen and pulse with warning. The bridge's radiant light was not passive. It reflected the tension in the air, a living conduit of Asgard's vigilance. Heimdall's presence amplified this effect, his senses attuned to the faintest vibration in the rainbow's surface. Each step the giants took was a test of the bridge's resilience and Heimdall's vigilance. Though mighty and fearsome, they could not cross unnoticed. The sentinel of Asgard, standing poised at the edge of the rainbow, anticipated every maneuver, every attempt to deceive or surge forward. He became the living shield of Bifröst, and through him, the bridge itself seemed unbreakable. The giant's approach brought both suspense and rhythm to the cosmos. Birds of Midgard flew in startled flocks, winds shifted across mountains, and the rivers below shimmered in anxious reflection of the rainbow above. Even the stars seemed to hold their light, watching as the Jotnar strained toward the divine path. In these moments, the bridge was a stage for cosmic balance. The giants represented chaos and threat, the bridge embodied connection and order, and Heimdall embodied vigilance and preparedness. The interplay of these forces became visible across the heavens, a story written in light and movement. Despite their size and strength, the Jotnar could not approach without detection. Heimdall's gaze followed every motion, his hearing capturing the faintest rustle of footsteps across distant hills. Bifröst responded to his awareness, its colors shifting, warning the gods, and reinforcing the boundaries that separated order from chaos. And so, the giants remained at the threshold, never crossing unnoticed. The bridge stood radiant, the sentinel unwavering, and the realms secure. In the cosmic balance, Heimdall's vigilance ensured that the threshold between worlds remained protected, and that Bifröst continued its sacred duty as the rainbow path of the gods. Senses of the Watchman. Perched at the edge of Asgard, Heimdall remained motionless, yet every fiber of his being was alive with perception. His senses were unparalleled, extending across the 9 realms. The faintest rustle in Midgard's forests, the softest shift of stone in Jotunheim, the distant ripple of a river's current, each sound and movement flowed into him as clearly as if it were beside him. Bifröst beneath his gaze shimmered in response, its radiant colors bending and flickering as though alive. The bridge mirrored his awareness, each pulse of light a reflection of his attention. Not merely a pathway, it was a living extension of Heimdall himself, vibrant and responsive, carrying the weight of vigilance and divine order. The giants of Jotunheim were clever, testing the boundaries of the bridge with feints and subtle approaches. Yet Heimdall anticipated every motion, seeing through the slightest deception. His vision penetrated darkness and distance alike, capturing not only shapes but intentions, every nuance of movement, and every hidden whisper of plotting. From the heights of Asgard, Heimdall listened to the world around him. Winds shifted across the plains, grass bent beneath unseen creatures, and the forests of Midgard whispered with life. Even the smallest sound traveled to his ears, amplified and made clear. Nothing escaped the sentinel's notice, and nothing could cross Bifröst unnoticed while he stood vigilant. The bridge itself seemed to pulse with his attention. Colors rippled along the arches as though breathing, responding to every shift in Heimdall's perception. Red and gold flared where tension rose, green and blue softened in calm moments, and the entire spectrum became a living map of the cosmos under his watch. Even the gods, moving along the bridge for their journeys, contributed to this tapestry of awareness. Heimdall observed their passage, noting the weight of their steps, the direction of their travel, and the purpose that each crossing carried. Every movement along Bifröst became a story, one of divine order and cosmic rhythm, all recorded by the watchman's senses. Time was different for Heimdall in his vigil. Day followed night, stars blinked into being across Midgard's skies, and yet he remained constant, unwavering. His focus never waned, each moment a continuation of the eternal responsibility entrusted to him by the Aesir. Through his perception, the bridge became more than a path. It was a living instrument of balance and protection. Each pulse of light, each shimmer of color, reflected the harmony of the cosmos. Heimdall, the senses of the watchman, ensured that chaos could never cross Bifröst unseen, and that the divine order of Asgard remained unbroken. And so, as the heavens spun their silent rhythm above, Heimdall's senses held firm. The bridge glowed beneath his watch, a living testament to vigilance, cosmic harmony, and the enduring link between realms. Portals of radiance. Bifröst stretched across the sky, a bridge of shimmering red, green, and blue, radiating a light that touched every corner of the realms. Its brilliance was not static, but alive, shifting and bending like molten color caught in the wind. Each arch of the rainbow seemed to pulse with purpose, reflecting the divine craftsmanship of the gods who had forged it. The bridge acted as a portal not only of passage, but of vision. Those who gazed upon it from Midgard could feel the pulse of the heavens, sensing the connection between earth and Asgard. Even the night sky seemed to bend in reverence to the glowing arc, stars reflecting and echoing the bridge's brilliance across the cosmos. Heimdall stood vigilant, yet even he could not help but marvel at the spectacle. The rainbow's colors were alive, streaming in waves of motion, interacting with the clouds, the mountains, and the waters below. Each hue carried a vibration of cosmic significance, a reminder that Bifröst was more than a path. It was a living part of the universe itself. As the gods traveled across it, the bridge's radiance responded. Odin's measured steps deepened the gold within the arches, Thor's thunderous stride flared the reds, and Freya's grace made the greens shimmer and shift. Even distant winds caused the colors to ripple, forming patterns that seemed like portals opening to other realms. The giants of Jotunheim watched from afar, mesmerized by the bridge's light. Though they plotted and schemed, the rainbow's radiance marked the boundary they could not cross. Heimdall's vigilance amplified the effect, the combination of bridge and watchman forming a living defense, a warning, and a portal of perception. Each pulse of color carried information. It reflected movement, intention, and cosmic balance. Mortals who glimpsed Bifröst from afar saw not only a rainbow, but a message, a sign of the divine connection, the power of the Aesir, and the watchful presence of Heimdall. The bridge communicated through light alone, carrying the story of the heavens across the night sky. Time passed, and Bifrost's radiance became a guide, not just for gods, but for the cosmic order itself. Its colors lit the paths of passage, signaling safety, movement, and vigilance. The bridge had become a living archive of motion and balance, a radiant portal through which all of the realms were interconnected. Even as shadows of approaching chaos whispered in the distance, the bridge glowed unwavering. Bifrost was more than a path. It was a statement of divine harmony, a testament to the foresight of the gods, and a cosmic portal whose light would endure across the ages. And so the rainbow bridge shone through the heavens, alive with energy, brilliance, and purpose. Each pulse of light a reminder of vigilance, order, and the sacred connection it upheld between Midgard and Asgard. Ragnarok approaches. Even as Bifrost glowed with its radiant colors, a shadow of destiny began to stir across the 9 realms. The gods of Asgard felt the subtle tremors of fate, the winds whispering of upheaval and great battles yet to come. Heimdall, ever vigilant, sensed the change in the cosmic rhythm, a warning that the bridge he guarded would soon face its ultimate test. The Jotnar and other chaotic forces gathered strength in distant lands, their movements deliberate, patient, and threatening. Heimdall watched with unflinching attention, knowing that the radiant bridge could not stand alone if the weight of chaos pressed upon it. The vibrations of the coming conflict reached him even across the heavens, each pulse a harbinger of the trials ahead. The colors of Bifrost shifted subtly, reflecting the tension that now filled the skies. Red deepened to the hue of fire, green darkened like storm-swept forests, and blue shimmered with the cold edge of distant glaciers. The bridge, living and responsive, seemed to brace itself for the approaching storm, preparing to bear the passage of gods, giants, and the unfolding fate of the worlds. From his post at the edge of Asgard, Heimdall's senses extended across realms. He observed the subtle alignments of the stars, the sway of trees in Midgard, and the distant murmurs of rivers and mountains. Nothing escaped him, and each observation confirmed the inevitability of the coming Ragnarok. The time would come when Bifrost would no longer only serve as a passage, it would become a front line in the great cosmic conflict. The gods themselves began their preparations. Odin consulted the fates, his one eye gleaming with foresight, while Thor readied his hammer Mjolnir for the battles to come. Even Freya and Tyr moved along Bifrost with a sense of purpose, their steps heavy with knowledge that the bridge would soon face unparalleled strain. Each crossing, though routine, now carried the weight of destiny. Heimdall's vigilance reached a new intensity. Every shift in the bridge's surface, every ripple of its rainbow light, spoke of imbalance and impending chaos. The sentinel listened for the faintest hint of approach from Jotunheim, anticipating the moment when the bridge would need to endure the weight of invading forces. His senses became a shield, a forewarning of the trials that would soon reshape the cosmos. As night fell over Midgard and stars blinked into place across the heavens, the anticipation of Ragnarok settled like a quiet tension over all realms. Bifrost glowed defiantly, its colors luminous yet alert, signaling both warning and resilience. The rainbow bridge, though radiant and beautiful, now carried the foreboding presence of destiny, and Heimdall stood ready, the first line of defense against the upheaval to come. And so, as the realms held their breath, the sentinel's gaze stretched across the cosmic expanse. Bifröst, radiant and vibrant, pulsed with readiness. The bridge awaited the weight of prophecy, and Heimdall's watch ensured that when the time came, every footstep, every passage, and every movement would be observed, recorded, and met with unwavering vigilance. Breaking and enduring. The day of destiny arrived, as foretold in the sacred prophecies of the gods. Across the 9 realms, cosmic tension rippled, and Bifröst, the radiant rainbow bridge, shone brighter than ever, yet trembled beneath the weight of fate. Heimdall stood at his post, senses stretched to the limits, perceiving every stir in Jotunheim, every movement of the gods, and every vibration of the cosmic currents. The giants surged forward, no longer restrained by hesitation. Their footsteps pressed against the air and earth alike, approaching the bridge with the inevitability of prophecy. Heimdall's eyes scanned, his hearing reached across distances unimaginable, and his presence became the living barrier that held the bridge's integrity for as long as possible. Bifröst glowed in defiance, each color flaring in response to the strain. Red burned like fire across the heavens, green shimmered with vitality, and blue crackled with the cold edge of distant glaciers. The bridge bent but did not yet break, a testament to the craftsmanship of the gods and the vigilance of its watchmen. The gods advanced alongside, moving with purpose. Odin, Mjolnir in Thor's hand, and the others traversed the rainbow path, each step weighted with knowledge of the battle to come. Their movements created a rhythm along the bridge, an echo of order in the approaching chaos. Heimdall observed every motion, calculating, anticipating, and standing ready to respond to the inevitable breach. And then the moment came. The weight of Jotnar and the surge of destiny pressed upon Bifröst, and the rainbow's arches trembled and cracked. Light fractured into smaller beams, shimmering like scattered stars across the heavens. Yet even as the bridge fractured, Heimdall's vigilance remained unbroken. His senses reached across the broken path, guiding the gods, observing the chaos, and preserving the order of the realms as best as possible. The rainbow bridge, though shattered, left behind its imprint in the sky. Its colors lingered in the heavens, a memory of connection, protection, and cosmic purpose. Though Bifröst would not endure the physical weight of Ragnarok, its essence persisted, a symbol of divine craftsmanship, vigilance, and the enduring link between Midgard and Asgard. Heimdall, steadfast and resolute, survived the breaking, standing as the eternal sentinel. His watchfulness ensured that even in the face of destruction, the lessons of the bridge and its sacred duty remained clear to the gods and the realms below. The light of Bifröst continued to echo across the heavens, a reminder of vigilance, courage, and the sacred balance maintained by the watchmen of the rainbow. And so, as the cosmos shifted and the worlds faced their trials, Bifröst endured in memory and in essence. The bridge had been forged, guarded, tested, and ultimately shattered, yet its legend lived on. Heimdall's watch had not failed, and the rainbow remained a symbol of connection, vigilance, and the luminous path of the gods across the sky. Skyfire Lightning of the sacred storms, the hero twins and the thunder beings. Blazing across stormed skies, the hero twins wield the sun's sacred lightning alongside the thunder beings, striking monsters and leaving trails of power across the heavens. Awakening of the storm. The sky above the Navajo lands trembled with anticipation, alive with the silent power of the thunder beings. Across the endless expanse of mountains and plains, clouds gathered and swirled, heavy with the promise of lightning. Each rumble of distant thunder spoke of ancient forces awakening, of the sacred spirits preparing to traverse the heavens and shape the world below. From their hidden dwellings, the thunder beings stirred. Not merely spirits of storm, they were the living embodiments of the sky's power, guardians of cosmic balance and watchers over the natural order. Their presence infused the air with electricity, making the grass shiver beneath the wind, and causing rivers to glint with sudden sparks of reflected light. Even the peaks of the high mesas seemed to lean toward the sky, as if paying homage to the celestial forces gathering above. As the heavens darkened, the first streaks of lightning ignited the clouds, illuminating their silvered edges in a brief, brilliant fire. Each flash was a message, a signal that the sacred beings were ready, and that their journey across the skies would begin. The rolling thunder that followed was not simply sound, but the voice of the mountains and the sky itself, announcing the arrival of power too vast to contain. Mortals far below looked up, awed and careful, sensing the sacred energy in the air. They knew these storms were not ordinary, that each bolt was a living manifestation of the thunder being's presence. Though they had no eyes upon the spirits themselves, the sky's patterns, the movement of clouds, and the sudden flashes of light told the story of beings moving with purpose, their path both fearsome and protective. In these first moments, the hero twins were still young, still learning the ways of the sacred powers. The sun watched over them, preparing to grant them weapons of lightning, instruments of divine justice that would allow them to confront monsters and maintain balance. The awakening of the storm marked the beginning of their journey, a cosmic stage where power, vigilance, and duty would meet. As lightning cracked across the horizon, the thunder beings rose higher, their forms merging with the clouds, their movements swift and precise. Each strike seemed choreographed, each rumble of thunder a drumbeat announcing the sacred rhythm of the cosmos. The world below was alive with anticipation, mountains, rivers, and forests all trembling with the energy that moved above. The storm grew, not as destruction, but as preparation. Lightning flashed in arcs across the sky, revealing the paths the thunder beings would follow, illuminating mountains and valleys, guiding the hero twins toward their destined journey. Every spark, every flash, every sound of rolling thunder was a sign, a signal that the sacred work of sky and hero was about to unfold. And so, the heavens awakened fully. The thunder beings stirred, the air crackled with raw energy, and the hero twins awaited their gifts. The storm was not just a natural occurrence, but a herald of epic deeds, of journeys across sky and earth, and of the sacred balance that would be maintained by those chosen to wield lightning as their weapon and guide. Gifts from the Sun. High above the vast Navajo lands, the sun shone with unwavering authority, its light casting golden rays across the mesas and canyons. In this brilliance, the hero twins, Monster Slayer and Born for Water, prepared to receive the sacred gifts that would guide them on their destined path. These gifts were not ordinary. They were the instruments of lightning, forged by the sun's divine will and intended to bring order to a world teeming with monsters and imbalance. The air shimmered as the sun's rays touched the twins, illuminating their forms and filling them with a quiet power. They were young yet strong, attentive to the signs of the sky, aware of the sacred responsibility that awaited them. Each heartbeat seemed to echo with the rhythm of the world, and the distant rumble of thunder beings moving across the heavens reminded them that the sky itself was alive with purpose. From the sun's radiance emerged the weapons of their destiny, arrows and bolts infused with the essence of lightning, their surfaces alive with energy. These instruments were not merely tools of combat, but extensions of the sacred power that surged through the heavens. In the right hands, they would strike with the precision of a storm, illuminating the path and ensuring the triumph of order over chaos. The hero twins received the gifts with reverence, understanding that these lightning weapons connected them to the thunder beings and the forces of the sacred sky. With each pulse of light, they could sense the power around them, the vibration of mountains, the sway of the forests, and the currents of rivers below. The gifts were alive, resonating with the cosmos, guiding them to act in harmony with the natural and spiritual worlds. As the twins held the lightning weapons, the sky responded. Clouds shimmered with an electric glow, the first flickers of lightning danced across the horizon, and distant thunder signaled approval from the sacred beings above. The sun, ever watchful, had entrusted them with power that could only be wielded with wisdom and courage. Each gift carried the weight of responsibility, a reminder that their journey would shape the balance of the world. The mountains seemed to lean toward the twins, as if acknowledging the sacred trust placed in them. Winds carried the faint scent of ozone, and rivers reflected the sky's growing energy in fleeting flashes of silver light. Every detail of the land resonated with the presence of power, preparing the hero twins for the challenges that lay ahead. Through these gifts, they were joined with the thunder being's cosmic path. Lightning would no longer be merely a phenomenon of the sky. It would be a bridge, a weapon, and a guide. Their journey would mirror the travels of the sacred storm, moving with purpose, striking only when necessary, and illuminating the path for both themselves and the world below. And so the sun bestowed its gifts fully, and the hero twins prepared to embark on their journey. Arrows and bolts of lightning in hand, they stepped into the world with eyes turned skyward, ready to follow the path of storms, to confront monsters, and to ensure that the sacred balance maintained by the thunder beings would endure. The stage was set for a journey across sky and land, a heroic adventure written in flashes of light and rolling thunder. Across mountain and cloud. With lightning weapons in hand, the hero twins began their journey, moving with purpose across the vast lands and skies. Mountains rose like silent guardians beneath their feet, rivers shimmered with reflected light, and the wind carried the distant rumble of thunder from the thunder beings above. Each step, each movement, was guided by the sacred storm, their path illuminated by flashes of lightning streaking across clouds and peaks alike. The sky itself seemed alive, charged with energy from the thunder beings. Clouds twisted and arched in brilliant shapes, painted in shades of silver and deep gray, streaked with fire from the first lightning strikes of the day. Every flash marked a route, every rumble a rhythm, as the twins followed the currents of power that linked the heavens to the earth. Their journey was not merely physical, but a movement through the sacred flow of cosmic energy. Mountains and mesas became markers along their path. Lightning danced from peak to peak, connecting the twins to the sacred storm above, while rivers mirrored the sky's brilliance, sending trails of shimmering light through valleys and canyons. The world below seemed both vast and alive, aware of the hero twins' passage, as if every living thing recognized the importance of their journey and the power they now wielded. The twins moved in unison, each step deliberate, each glance attentive to the signs of the sky. Their lightning weapons pulsed with energy, responding to the thunder beings' presence, guiding them toward the locations where monsters and chaos threatened the balance of the world. Every flicker of light was both a tool and a sign, marking the safe and perilous paths across the land. As they climbed higher, the clouds thickened, swirling around them with electric intensity. Thunder rolled like a drumbeat across the sky, signaling the approach of trials yet unseen. Yet the hero twins were unafraid, their connection to the thunder beings and the gifts of the sun providing both protection and direction. The storm was not a threat but a companion, a living map through which they could navigate the world's dangers. Lightning streaked across the horizon in intricate arcs, illuminating creatures and obstacles that lay in their path. Each strike was precise, revealing the terrain and the monsters that the twins would face. The sacred storm guided their steps, showing both danger and opportunity, teaching them the rhythm of the heavens and the way their powers could be used in harmony with the cosmic order. From mountain to cloud, river to canyon, the twins' journey stretched across the world in a tapestry of light and sound. The air buzzed with electricity, and even the distant plains shimmered with the power of the sacred storm. Each movement of the twins was mirrored by the thunder beings above, their energy flowing down like a river of fire and light, connecting sky and earth in a dance of divine purpose. And so, across mountain and cloud, the hero twins continued their passage, following the trails of lightning, guided by the sacred storm, and learning to move as one with the power that surged through the heavens. Their journey was only beginning, yet every step was a testament to the harmony between mortals, heroes, and the sacred forces that govern the world. Battles of flame and sky. As the hero twins moved across the stormed landscape, shadows of monsters began to stir among the mountains and valleys. Though the sky roared with the presence of the thunder beings, the land itself held dangers that threatened the sacred order. The twins, armed with lightning weapons gifted by the sun, prepared to face these beings, each strike of thunder above a herald of the battle to come. The first monsters emerged beneath clouds illuminated by electric fire. Their forms were massive and irregular, jagged shapes that moved with intent and hunger. Lightning streaked across the sky, casting sharp, fleeting light upon their bodies, revealing the danger in stark clarity. Each step of the hero twins was measured, their arrows and bolts poised to strike with precision, guided by the sacred energy of the storm. Thunder rolled as the twins launched the first bolts of lightning, their weapons humming with divine power. Each strike split the air and cracked the ground beneath, forcing monsters to recoil, their movements slowed by the brilliance of fire and light. The sky itself seemed to respond, arcs of lightning answering the twins' weapons, creating a network of energy that linked heaven, earth, and hero in a web of power. The battle stretched across mountain ridges and canyon walls. As one monster fell beneath a crackling bolt, another rose in a shadowed valley, testing the twins' skill and the power of the gifts they carried. Each encounter was both a test and a lesson, teaching the hero twins how to move with the rhythm of the storm, striking with the precision of lightning while respecting the sacred forces that guided them. Thunder beings moved above, their presence tangible in every crack of lightning and every rumble of thunder. Their energy surged through the twins' weapons, amplifying each strike, illuminating the monsters in brilliant flashes of blue, white, and silver. The land was alive with light and sound, a battlefield in which the sacred forces of sky and hero met the chaotic powers of the earth. Every strike left trails of light across the terrain, searing the path of victory and signaling both warning and guidance to mortals below. Rivers reflected the fire, mountains glimmered with energy, and even the wind seemed to carry the resonance of divine power. The battle was not simply conquest, it was a restoration of balance, a realignment of the natural and spiritual order disrupted by monstrous forces. As night fell, flashes of lightning continued to mark the path, painting the sky with arcs of fire, illuminating the silhouettes of fallen monsters, and guiding the hero twins onward. Each encounter reinforced their connection with the thunder beings and deepened their understanding of how sacred power could be wielded to maintain order. And so, across flame-lit skies and storm-tossed mountains, the hero twins battled ceaselessly, their weapons singing with lightning and thunder, shaping the world below and above with every strike. The sacred storm moved with them, alive and watchful, marking the beginning of an epic journey in which the forces of chaos would be confronted and the power of the heavens affirmed. Thunderous skies. Above the vast lands, the sky roared and shimmered with the energy of the thunder beings. Lightning arced in brilliant streaks across clouds thick with silver and gray, illuminating the heavens in radiant flashes. The rumble of thunder rolled across mesas and valleys, echoing through mountains and canyon walls, a deep, resonant drumbeat announcing the sacred presence of divine power. The hero twins moved beneath this living storm, their lightning weapons pulsing with energy drawn from the heavens. Every strike of thunder seemed to answer their steps, guiding them across treacherous ridges and glimmering plains. The sky was not merely above, it was alive, a moving, breathing companion, a partner in their journey to maintain balance and confront chaos wherever it might arise. Lightning danced around them in intricate patterns, illuminating the landscape below. Peaks and cliffs shimmered with reflected light, rivers glinted like molten silver, and forests rustled under the charged wind, sensing the sacred energy that moved with the twins. The air itself hummed with the vibration of power, and every gust of wind carried whispers of the storm, not as sound but as resonance of cosmic authority. Across the heavens, the thunder beings themselves moved with purpose. Their forms, woven into the lightning and thunder, painted the sky with arcs of brilliant fire and silver trails. Each movement was precise, deliberate, and full of meaning, marking the path the hero twins would follow, showing both dangers to avoid and challenges to confront. The sacred sky became a living map, guiding the heroes with its own language of light and sound. Monsters and chaotic forces below shivered beneath the power of the storm. Each flash of lightning revealed their forms, their jagged shapes briefly illuminated before the clouds swallowed them again. The hero twins struck with precision, their weapons responding to the flow of energy from above, moving as one with the sacred rhythm of sky and storm. Each battle, each strike, was part of a larger cosmic order, ensuring that balance would endure. The storm stretched across the horizon, vast and endless, painting mountains, valleys, and rivers in dazzling arcs of electric fire. Every flash of lightning left a mark on the earth and the sky, a reminder of the sacred connection between the hero twins, the thunder beings, and the world below. Even mortals far beneath felt the weight and presence of the storm, understanding through awe and reverence that these skies were alive with divine purpose. As night deepened, the flashes of lightning continued to illuminate the heavens in a continuous dance of light. Thunder rolled across the land in long measured waves, keeping time with the movements of the twins and the energy of the sacred storm. The hero twins moved in harmony with the sky, learning to read the flashes, the arcs, the subtle shifts in cloud and light. And so, under the thunderous skies, the twins pressed onward, guided by the sacred forces above. Each lightning streak and thunderclap was a reminder of the power they carried, the path they followed, and the sacred balance they were sworn to maintain. The heavens themselves had become both battlefield and mentor, teaching through light, fire, and sound the way of the heroes and the rhythm of the sacred storm. Marks of power. As the hero twins moved beneath the stormed sky, every strike of lightning left its mark across the land. Mountains glimmered where bolts had split the clouds above, rivers shimmered where flashes of light danced across their surfaces, and valleys held faint traces of electric fire that had traced the path of the sacred storm. These marks were not mere spectacle. They were the signatures of power, reminders of the sacred balance maintained by the heroes and the thunder beings. The air thrummed with energy, each gust of wind carrying the residue of lightning's passage. Trees swayed under invisible currents, their leaves glinting as if sprinkled with starlight. Even the smallest creatures sensed the presence of divine power moving across the world, feeling the rhythm of the storm in their own bodies, their instinct attuned to the sacred order unfolding above. Every mark of lightning told a story of vigilance and protection, a tale written in arcs of fire across the skies and land. From high mesas to deep canyons, the twins' journey was mapped in trails of radiant light. Where monsters had been struck, scorched earth held evidence of battle, yet even in destruction there was balance. Life and energy flowed back into the land, guided by the sacred rhythm of the thunder beings. Humans, though distant, could read the signs in the sky, each flash a warning, each trail a reminder of power and guardianship, a message that the sacred forces were at work. The hero twins learned to move in harmony with these marks, using the trails of lightning to guide their path. Each bolt illuminated hidden passages, revealed dangerous terrain, and marked the victories of their journey. The sky and the earth became a tapestry of light and energy, a living record of the sacred work of heroes and divine beings alike. Every strike connected them more deeply to the forces above, the rhythm of the storm shaping their steps and strengthening their resolve. Even the clouds themselves seemed to remember each passage of power. Flashes lingered as afterimages in the sky, arcs of fire frozen for brief moments, tracing the route of the hero twins and the thunder being's journey. The rolling thunder carried the resonance of these marks, a deep vibration that echoed across mountains and plains, imprinting both memory and warning on the world below. Mortals watching from afar saw the sky alive with radiant trails and glowing paths. Though they did not see the heroes themselves, the signs were unmistakable. Lightning marked the presence of the sacred, the protection of the world, and the ongoing vigilance of the hero twins and the thunder beings. Each mark was a lesson, a reminder that the world was alive with unseen forces and that balance was maintained through divine action. And so the land and sky became etched with power. Every lightning strike, every bolt, every flash left behind its mark as a guide and protection, a testament to the sacred rhythm of the storm. The hero twins moved forward, reading the trails, respecting the power, and continuing their journey across mountain and cloud, knowing that each mark of lightning was a legacy of their heroic passage and the divine presence of the thunder beings. Victory over chaos. The storm reached its height as the hero twins moved across mountains, valleys, and canyons, their lightning weapons pulsing with divine power. Every flash illuminated the chaos that had threatened the balance of the world. Monsters that lurked in shadowed valleys, twisted forms that sought to disrupt the natural order. Yet with each bolt, each strike of sacred lightning, the twins restored harmony, pushing back the forces of destruction with precision and unwavering purpose. Thunder rolled as if echoing their every movement, a resounding affirmation from the thunder beings above. The sky was alive with arcs of lightning, each connecting the heavens to the land, marking the passage of heroes and sacred power. The monsters fell or fled beneath the combined strength of the twins and the celestial storm, their threat diminished by the energy of weapons born of the sun and guided by the sacred forces of the sky. The hero twins moved in perfect rhythm with the storm, their steps guided by the paths of light that traced the heavens. Every motion was deliberate, every strike of lightning calculated, ensuring that chaos would not return and that balance would endure. Mountains, rivers, and forests became witnesses to the triumph, the landscape itself etched with evidence of the sacred work that had been accomplished. Even as the battle subsided, the energy of the storm continued to pulse across the world. Lightning left arcs of brilliance across the sky, illuminating the peaks of mesas and cliffs, reflecting in rivers and streams. The thunder beings moved above, watching over the land, their presence ensuring that the victory achieved by the twins was preserved and that the forces of chaos would not rise again unchallenged. Mortals below saw the sky alive with power, the flashes of lightning a reminder that the world was guided by forces beyond their understanding. They perceived not fear but protection, the knowledge that heroes walked the path of the sacred storm and that the thunder beings guarded the balance of earth and sky. The twins' victory was not merely for themselves. It was a triumph for all life, a restoration of the order that allowed humans, animals, and nature to flourish. As the storm began to settle, the twins paused to witness the results of their journey. Valleys cleared, monsters vanquished, and the natural world once again aligned with the sacred order. Their weapons, still glowing faintly with lightning, reflected the calm that followed the tempest, a serene reminder of the balance restored. Through their courage, skill, and divine gifts, the hero twins had fulfilled the purpose set before them. Chaos had been met with order, darkness with light, and destruction with the steady hand of sacred power. The skies carried their victory in every flash of lightning and the rolling thunder that echoed across the land, a lasting testament to the triumph of heroes in harmony with divine forces. And so the hero twins stood beneath the stormed sky, victorious, their lightning weapons spent but still radiant with the sacred energy of the heavens. Chaos had been subdued, the world preserved, and the path of the sacred storm marked forever as a sign of protection, guidance, and the enduring power of the thunder beings and the heroes who walked in their light. Lightning's legacy. With the monsters defeated and balance restored, the storm began to calm, leaving the sky alive with the faint glow of lingering lightning. Each flash etched a memory across the heavens, a permanent trace of the hero twins' journey and the sacred presence of the thunder beings. Mountains, valleys, and rivers reflected the brilliance, marking the land with trails of power that would remain for generations to witness. The hero twins paused to observe the world they had defended, their lightning weapons resting at their sides, still humming faintly with energy. The wind carried the charged scent of ozone and the soft hum of power, a reminder that though the battles were over, the connection between earth and sky endured. Their journey had shaped the land, woven their courage into the fabric of the natural world, and left a legacy that mortals and spirits alike could perceive. Across the heavens, the thunder beings moved gracefully, their energy imprinted in every arc of lightning, every rumble of thunder. Their presence, once a herald of conflict, had become a symbol of protection, a reminder of the sacred balance that sustained the world. Each strike of lightning was no longer simply a weapon but a sign, a guiding path, and a mark of harmony between heroes, divine forces, and the earth below. The paths of lightning traced by the hero twins became a language of the skies, readable by those who observed with reverence. Mortals looked up at the streaking arcs of light, sensing not danger but guidance, seeing in the brilliance the protective hand of divine power. The mountains, rivers, and plains all bore the marks of the journey, each trail a story of courage, skill, and sacred duty. Even as the storm faded, the sky continued to shimmer with residual power, clouds still tinged with silver and blue. The hero twins and the thunder beings had left an indelible impression on the world, one that would endure beyond their own passage. Lightning now served as a bridge between sky and earth, a visible reminder that heroes had walked the path of storms and maintained the sacred order. Rivers reflected the faint glow of lightning in their surfaces. Valleys shimmered with the memory of energy that had coursed through the land, and peaks of mesas glimmered under the last traces of fire from the storm. Every element of the natural world carried a part of the twins' journey, every crack of distant thunder a subtle echo of their presence. And so the hero twins' passage through the sacred storm became legend, written not in words but in light, power, and the enduring trails of lightning across the sky. The thunder beings watched from above, their work complete yet ever present, ensuring that the balance of the world remained intact. The sky remembered, the earth remembered, and the story of courage, divine guidance, and sacred lightning would guide generations who looked upward in awe. Through every storm and every flash of lightning thereafter, mortals would see the legacy of heroes and sacred beings alike. A reminder that balance was preserved, that the power of the heavens could protect and guide, and that the path of the hero twins and the thunder beings would remain forever marked in the sky for those who followed and those who watched.
Bye.